Today's Project Ehrler is about how to be organized and simplify your jigs and jig skirts in your boat or even at home. Keeping things simple is the best way to go. There's so many options out there that it's hard to keep them, keep track and keep them straight. So what I've done is made a box, a lure lock box, full of my Boss jigs. Now this is, I actually call it boat jig. I have stuff, in my truck with all my spare jigs, but here's my boat jig box. And what I've done is I've taken a box and actually just kind of simplified it. I have my kind of finesse ball jigs. It's a 7/16 ball jig with a little bit lighter hook for if I want a small profile, more of a finesse jig. Then I have my mini flip. This is one that I use almost more than anything. It's a great jig for skipping around docks, fishing shallow cover, wood. And then I have my Arky style jig in a 1/2 ounce. So if I want something a little bit bigger, the mini flip is a 7/16. So then I go with a 1/2 ounce Arky style that has a fairly stout hook, but not a heavy flipping hook. This is also a great dock jig as well as lay down jig. I have that in several colors, green pumpkins, blacks. Then I have my heavy flipping jigs. I have them in a 1/2 ounce and a 3/4. This is a great flipping jig with inline line tie. It's a specialty hook, so it really acts like almost like a straight shank hook. And it's a recessed eye. Comes through cover very well. These are all Boss jigs. So I went with my ball jigs, my finesse flip, my Arkies flipping, football. I have an assortment of football jigs in here for casting. And then I have my pre-made jigs. And it's really just mostly my finesse flips in blacks and blues and green pumpkins, and then some flipping jigs and some of the Arky jigs. So here are all my bulk jigs. Here are some pre-made jigs. And then these are my punch skirts. And I just have those for if I'm gonna, Texas rig and flip something but make it look like a jig. So I have punch skirts there, again made by Boss. They have a ton of different colors, so you can mix and match whatever color you want. But I mainly have just the jig heads, so that when I get on the water, if there's something I specifically want for that lake, I just take my jig heads, I take my skirt box, and I make whatever I want. Now if I have any kind of specific color I want, then I have spare colors that I can mix and match in my truck. But I can almost get away with anything with just this small jig skirt color box and my box of Boss jig heads, and combine them and I'm ready to go jig fishing.